Okay, last question for this episode here. Is it really true, Cal, that you designed a nuclear bomb when you were a young boy? This is a question from a woman here named Yitka in the Czech Republic. Yitka, it's not true that I designed a nuclear bomb when I was a young boy. I didn't have the raw materials and I wouldn't do that. What I did do is design a nuclear bomb design, engineering-wise, so to speak, and I entered it in a science fair contest. It was technically accurate, and I did win the science fair contest. I had 2 projects in that science fair contest. One placed first, one placed third. The other project was on UFOs. What makes this claim interesting, Yitka, is that, a couple years ago, word came out again that I had designed a nuclear bomb, a design that was technically accurate years ago when I was 14 years old. And what happened was people questioned whether that was true. They said, well, you're not the A-bomb kid, that was some guy in college. Well, there was a guy in college who did it later. More than one person has designed a nuclear bomb as a school or science project. For me, it was a scientific challenge. I was fascinated by the process. I wasn't interested in making weapons, so I used simulated materials, and they were judged to be technically accurate, and I won the science fair. I was then investigated, and there was a concern that there might have been a leak out of Lawrence Livermore Lab because it was nearby and I had friends who worked there. I later worked at Lawrence Livermore Lab, and I've always come and gone in that circle because I love nuclear physics and I love especially quantum physics. So yes, I am the youngest person known to design a technically accurate nuclear warhead design, a Doomsday device, if you will. It was an engineering challenge. No, I did not use raw materials. I would never do such a thing, and it wouldn't be allowed to anyway, and couldn't afford it. I did work at Lawrence Livermore Lab, contrary to what Don Ecker says. And for those who said it didn't happen and that I just made it up, well, this is the actual ribbon that I got from the science fair. And if anybody doubts that this is the real thing, well, then they can get off their butts and they can pay money to have a scientific analysis done, and they can date this thing. They'll see that it really is from the event, and that it is from the 8th grade science fair, and that it's from April 29th, 1976. That's when I won the award and did the nuclear bomb design, which was then promptly confiscated for obvious reasons. So it was quite an exciting event to happen as a kid, and it made an impression on me. It was written up in the papers. I still have some of those clippings here and there. No, they're not on the internet. Most of the newspaper clippings about me, folks, have never been on the internet. That's just a fact. It didn't exist back then, and I'm just not that important. So unless somebody bothers to scan them, and I'm not gonna, again, don't feel like it, and it's just not that important. According to some people, it must not exist if it's not on Google. Well, that's ufology, and that's people who just don't know how to do research, and they don't understand that the internet's just not that simple. Thanks again for the question, and thanks again for joining me for another episode of Is It Really True? If you want to write me any question, post